Hello, Professor. Good afternoon. Well, my name is Luis Guillermo Aburto Pineda, and I'll be describing about the last skill that we have in our program, that is writing. As usual, the material is great, great participation for authors, and very interesting topics to reflect. The first I would like to highlight is intentionality, right? Why are we want our students to write? What do we want from them? What are those intentions that students have, real life, uh, for pleasure sometimes that is not really common at present, as a text, as anthology said, it is more are writing right now than 30 years ago. Internet has affected in a good way, has changed the idea, and yes, students communicate, and we do it lots of texting, sometimes messages, sometimes emails, but not in a really academic way. So it was important to highlight the public writing, the private writing, the differences between spoken and written communication, no matter they are related, because both are productive skills, but the differences between them. So that we have the time to do it in a written form, we have time to think about it. It is an isolated process. Meanwhile, spoken is social, and we don't have enough time to prepare it. There were different aspects about writing. At the end, well, we were describing the discourses. I said the differences in discourse about both some aspects and observations about permanence, density. Um, I don't remember exactly all of them. Organization, slowness or standard language, a learned skill, etc. And all of them important. At the end, there was something that caught my attention about differences between mistakes and errors. And well, that a mistake or slip is easy to identify, to correct. How much are we going to correct our students? What is the purpose of the activity? If we're talking about fluency and spoken activities, it's not a good idea to be stopping the students every time they make a mistake. At the end, it would be better in a deck, that is delay error correction. Um, on the other hand, an error is something that students need to do and work hard with content. So it is a future goal, because it's not something that they are going to correct in that moment. According to the author, there are differences, meaningful differences among them. So I already read about the perspective, the traditional perspective, the type answers that they give, that they make, and the what you have shared in your presentation last Thursday about the piece of writing, what are those aspects like clear, fluent, effective, etc., that you just share and that we were just brainstorming. The traditional writing, emphasis in accuracy, finished product, judge, consolidating, etc. And in the second part of this video, I want to share my experience while I'm just working with my groups. How I have already told you about the type of annotated and corrected drafts that I work with beginners and with intermediate and advanced students. But no matter the level, I work with the same framework. The framework is to, first of all, to lead in. This is very common. It doesn't matter where, if I'm working with systems or with skills, I all the time start with that leading, with a warm up. I start eliciting or introducing some necessary language for the task. So we are going to talk about, or we are going to write about a movie. Right now, for example, my students are in the middle of a Titanic draft. They're writing about it. So I talk about all this language in order to introduce the topic and elicit some information that they can be involved and feel motivated about it. Then I focus on the model of text type. What is a text type? If we're talking about something that is formal, informal, if it's a review, an article, a report, an email, a letter, essay, it depends where we so we focus in the kind of paper we want as a product. Then we have like a brainstorm exercise, brainstorming, planning. How are we going to do? I insist that some rules if we're going to use phrasal verbs, if we're going to use contractions, what is the that we are going to highlight punctuation, capitalization, etc. All these aspects are important, so it's a good idea just to reinforce and to give again what are we expecting for that paper. Then we have the writing task. Okay, sometimes in the classroom, sometimes they take it home and have it for the next day. So this is the writing task. After that, we have editing or error correction. So we have all this feedback. We do positive, negative, visual feedback with the papers. Sometimes we stick the essays or the papers they have produced on the wall so everybody can read it. I'm talking about face-to-face classes, offline or traditional classes. When there is online, well, we can just put it in the screen, and it's great that everybody can read about the others' products. And finally, this is can be related publishing. Can be here in the screen. I insist, or sometimes like a magazine with all the essays corrected or annotated as I described at the beginning, and that's it. Teacher, thank you very much for all your sharing knowledge, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.